the day. We don't know whether they're working or not at the moment. Back over here to your left, through the trees, we've got 3 buildings similar in appearance. Now they help to make up St Thomas's Hospital. There used to be 6 of those blocks that look the same, but unfortunately 3 were destroyed during the Second World War. It was over there on your left that Florence Nightingale, the lady with the lamp, founded her school for nursing, and the nurses over there are still known as Nightingales to this day. The girls don't mind that, but the boys don't too keen on it. There's also a small museum over there, and preserved in that museum is the carriage which she used during the Crimean campaign. Staying on your left, just ahead of us through the trees, you've got that castle-like building. Now that's the Lambeth Palace, and that's the official London residence of the Archbishop of Canterbury. And it's been the residence for the Archbishops for the past 900 years. During the Civil War in this country, Oliver Cromwell allowed his troops to stable their horses in the Great Hall, and if you visit the palace, you can still see the damage that was done to this day. Now, the bridge ahead of us, this is the Lambeth Road Bridge, and if you look to each end, you'll see columns with objects on the top that resemble pineapples. When I meant to resemble pineapples, they look more like acorns to me, but there you go. Now, they were placed there to commemorate a Mr John Treveskin, who was gardener to Charles I, and the first person to successfully cultivate a pineapple in our wonderful English climate. Now, over on your left-hand side, you've got the poster along Lambeth here. Now, over the top of those, you see the stone tower with a clock face in the front. That's St Mary's of Lambeth, and buried in a small graveyard behind there is Captain William Bligh of Mutiny on the Bounty fame. He was a local resident. He lived just behind there in 102 Lambeth Road. Just up through Lambeth Bridge, the first building on our right, a large stone one, now that's Ben's Tower. Used to be the headquarters of ICI, Imperial Chemical Industries, and since been built and refurbished by the government of this country, and it's now the headquarters to MI5, our internal secret service. Small pier on your left there is the Lambeth Fire Service pier, and you can see one of the fire floats alongside the orange and grey vessel. There's 2 of those, one's having its annual refit up at Twickenham at the moment. They attend any incidents that occur up and down the river, any fires in shoreside warehouses, or fires that occur on boats, which touch wood don't happen very often. So glass tower, back to your right, is the Millbank Tower. Now that stands on the site of the old Millbank Penitentiary. The old penitentiary had over 3.5 miles of alleys and corridors, and the cells frequently flooded from the Thames. It was here that prisoners were loaded onto boats, taken downriver, transferred over to ships, and then taken out to Australia. Some people believe it's from here where the word Poms, what the Australians call us, comes from, and they believe it stems from prisoner of Millbank. Millbank Pier on your right, now that serves the Tate Art Gallery. That's just ahead of us on the right here through the trees. You'll get a view of it in a moment. Now known as Tate Britain. The money for the art gallery was given to this country by Sir Henry Tate, the famous sugar millionaire. He also gave his own collection of paintings and a large sum of money to start the gallery off. Up ahead of us on the left, the sandy coloured building with a green glass, that's number 85 Vauxhall Cross, and that's the headquarters to MI6, our external secret service, who are obviously better than MI5 because they got a new building and the others only got a refurbished one. And you must remember you're not allowed to take any photographs of those buildings or talk about them when you leave the boat, because they are secret and no one knows where they are. Apart from everybody who watches James Bond films, that is. This bridge ahead of us, the Vauxhall Road Bridge. Now, if you look to each of the abutments between each archway, you see they've all got statues, they're all one nearest the shore over there is science. On our immediate left, fine arts. Immediate right, education. Nearest the shore to your right, local government. Now there's another store on the upper side. I'll point these out for you. We'll start back on the north shore, back over on our right hand side. Now when we come out from beneath the bridge, the one nearest the shore back on your right, that one is agriculture. This one that's back on your immediate right, I think it's the best one myself, represents architecture. You'll notice she's holding a small replica of some tools that these are in her hands. Back to our immediate left is engineering, and the one nearest the shore over there on your left, that one represents pottery. You might have noticed, I said they represent the arts and crafts, they're all of women, and that's because you women are more artier and craftier than us men. The only sexist thing you get on me today, ladies. Just ahead on the left there, you've got that low-lying building with a white roof. That's the new Covent Garden fruit festival and flower market. Moved to this site about 35 years ago now, and it was moved to ease the traffic congestion in central London. Now, back on your right, you've got these white apartments being built. They stand on the site along walls of warehouses, mainly fruit and vegetables brought up from the lower docks and unloaded over there. But you see the small green building we're passing on the right with the archway underneath. That archway, that's where one of London's lost rivers enters the Thames. It's where the River Tyburn flows into the Thames. It was up at Tyburn Cross many years ago where they used to carry out the executions. Staying on your right, the building with the three archways just ahead of us on the river wall. That's not apartments, that is in fact someone's home, and that's one of the homes to one of the richest men in the world, and that's Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum. He's the head of the Godolphin horse racing chain. They're the biggest horse race owners in the world, and the reason that home is built there, when he and his family travel around the world, they don't particularly like staying in hotels. Gets used by the family 2 or 3 months each year when they come over to watch the horse racing, and I don't suppose that's too bad really, because it only costs £33 million to build. Now over on your left, we're just passing 2 blocks of apartments. Now over the top of the barges on our left here, you see this building being erected. That's the new American embassy being built in 9 Elms on your left hand side. They're also building the new Dutch embassy over there and the new German embassy. But that one we're just passing, that's the new American embassy being built. Small pier on your right is the Grosvenor Pier. It's where the Westminster boating base operate from, where local school children come and learn canoeing, sailing and other water sports. Again on your right, the large red brick building that lays back from the river behind the trees, that's Dolphin Square. And Dolphin Square is the largest block of self-contained apartments anywhere in Europe. Now once in there you don't have to leave for anything. It's got its own squash courts, tennis courts, cinema, beauty parlour, supermarket, got its own radio station. It was also in Dolphin Square during the Second World War that General de Gaulle had their headquarters for the Free French Army. Over here on your left, you've got all the houseboats and house barges. Now they're moored at 9 Elms Marina, but we don't know how much longer they're going to be moored there for. The people who are having the apartments built on your left hand side, they've got a court case going on to have the houseboats evicted. They believe they're unsightly and will jeopardise the sales of their apartments. So like I say, they're trying to get the houseboats evicted from over there. The jetty just ahead of us on the left with a white digger on it, that's Metro Greenham Aggregates. We have coasters come up here, they deliver sand and ballast, and where you see the white silos on your left, it's turned into cement for the building work that goes on in and around London. The grey warehouse behind the jetty is the Western Riverside Waste Authority. There's 3 of those depots on the Thames, and what happens over there, you get the rubbish carts, they go around the streets picking up the rubbish. They go to one of the depots, the rubbish is unloaded, and it's compacted into those yellow containers you see over there. Now, as you can see for yourself, they're then loaded on the barges, and they're towed down river. They used to be taken to a place in Essex called Muppet, and the rubbish was taken ashore and used for land rebuild. but that site's full up now, so they built a large incineration plant down at Belvedere in Kent. Building with the chimneys on our left is the Battersea Power Station, and it closed down in 1978. Since then, several companies have owned the site over the years, and they've all planned to turn it into a leisure and residential area. But up until a couple of years ago, nothing had really happened over there. But another company's now got the site, and you can see there's a bit of work starting to take place now. The main stumbling block for all the companies that own the site, the power station itself. The building has got a grade 2 listing on it. Means you can do what you like to the inside, but you can't pull the building down. Anything built over there has to incorporate the power station as you see it. The reason it was given a grade 2 listing, it's the largest house brick built building anywhere in Europe. They have got permission to take the chimneys down over the years of use with the smoke and the sulphur going up them. They fell into disrepair, started to crumble, so they've got permission to take them down, but they have got to replace them. And there is a rumour going around that when they rebuild the chimneys, they're going to build one luxurious penthouse around each chimney, and the rumour is that they're going to be up to sell for a mere £53 million each. This next bridge is the Grosvenor Road or Victoria Railway Bridge, and it serves Victoria Railway Station about a mile inland over on your right. It's also the widest rail bridge to cross the river, and as we pass beneath, if you look up, you'll be able to count 10 sets of tracks. Also makes it the busiest railway bridge Monday to Friday during the rush hour. Next bridge ahead of us is the Chelsea Suspension Bridge, that one. Now the River Thames, ladies and gents, is 216 miles long from its source in the Cotswolds up in Gloucestershire down to the Thames estuary at Southend. 68 miles of that is tidal, that's the part we're on now, and it's tidal up as far as Teddington Lock. We have two tides a day on the river, comes in for approximately 5 hours, heads back out to sea for roughly 7, tides get slightly later each day. And at the moment, the tide it's just on the turn. It's just starting to come back in and go the way we're going at the moment. Now, where they measure the tide back down at London Bridge, high water this evening is at, where are we? 12 minutes past 7. And from low water to high water on this tide, we have a rise of 6.2 metres, which is just over 20 feet. It's also the cleanest industrial river in Europe, and there's one simple explanation for that: we don't have any industry on it. But it is the cleanest.